So, how can creativity help trauma? In this episode, I sit down with near-death experiencer, art teacher, and healing practitioner, Penelope Richards. So after her near-death experience, Penelope found her intuition expanding and her life taking on a new direction, one that was focused on helping others heal through the transformative power of art, sound, and vibration. So join us as we explore how creativity can become a pathway to healing, self-discovery, and personal growth. Welcome to Dial Up Intuition, a podcast that invites you to awaken and expand your intuition. I'm your host, Kat Sanders. I was a radio and television broadcaster before a massive brain hemorrhage caused me to flatline. That life-changing event led to a beautiful near-death experience. And when I came back, I returned with some profound truths and the ability to connect with the other side. In this podcast, we'll explore these truths and learn how to strengthen your intuition and intuitive gifts. You'll hear conversations with remarkable intuitives who'll share how their gifts came alive, evolved, and became part of their daily lives. So whether you're just beginning your intuitive journey or you're ready to go deeper, this is your space to be inspired, guided, and reminded that your intuitive gift was always within you. So let's begin and dial up our intuition together. Hello, welcome to Dial Up Intuition. I have a beautiful guest with me. This is Penelope Richards, and today we're going to talk about trauma and art therapy. So would you please start, though? I would really like to hear a little bit about your near-death experience. I understand that it was a little bit different from the standard, typical, everyday near-death experience.
Yeah, it was.
Please share that.
On March 30th of 2022, right in the middle of the pandemic, I have a business in my home called Vibroacoustic Sound Healing beds. And I have a client that comes every Wednesday, so I put her on the bed and had 30 minutes to go into my room to do some paperwork, and that's the last thing I remember. Apparently my heart stopped, and she got off the bed, she saw what was happening, got EMTs there, and got me to Tri-City Hospital, and they had to put me in a cold coma for 6 days. Wow. So I wasn't expected to live. They painted the worst case scenario. None of the readings were looking right, so they finally called all the family and friends in from around the country to say their final goodbyes before they pulled that proverbial plug. And the last day, the sixth day, I popped back in my body. Absolutely no slow roll, no skid marks, just boom, I'm back. Thinking I was in my bedroom because that's the last thing I remember. So the big question has always been, where did I go? What happened? Why did this happen? The doctors are still scratching their heads. They have no idea why my heart stopped or why it started back up again. And so they just called me the Miracle Woman and left it at that. I did come back a week later to have a pacemaker put in. They said, we don't know if you need this, but it's faster than an ambulance if it ever happens again. So to make my kids feel better if this ever happens. So anyway, but yeah, it's been a very interesting journey and trying to figure out, because a lot of the doctors and nurses would come in very secretly and they'd look left and look right and say, did you see the light? Did you go through the tunnel?
Right.
And I had to honestly say, no, I didn't. I'm kind of ticked that I didn't.
Well, yeah,
How come I couldn't see all this? And I read books and I've been a metaphysician all my life, and why couldn't I go through that? So that's the big question mark. What happened? Why did this happen to me? What am I supposed to do with this?
Right.
And it's been several different people, from mediums to psychics to just friends who were showing up and visiting, that would get downloads and get information. And they'd say, oh, wait a minute, get a piece of paper, I've got some information coming through.
Right.
And I thought, okay, here we go. What's the answer to this? So it's been 4 years of delving deep. Hypnotherapy has been very beneficial. So when I signed up with the hypnotherapist, I said, can you tell me where I went when I was in a coma? And I said, well, we're not sure, but we'll give it a try. And sure enough, over time, things have finally, the pieces of the puzzle are kind of dropping in,
right,
so to speak. So A little bit different from a standard.
Yeah, can you tell us any of those pieces of the puzzle that have been uncovered?
Yes. Well, I'm an artist. I've been an artist for years, and I'm an art teacher. But my style is very floral. Beautiful flower pictures and what have you. And I teach that. It's called one-stroke painting. But after the coma, something came to my attention. I think it was through Facebook of all things, and it's something called Neurographic Art.
Interesting.
Designed by a Russian architect and neuroscientist, Pavel Pikarov. So as a neuroscientist, he realized that anything that had circles or rounded areas calms the nerves and calms the body and the brain. So as an architect, when he would design a round room with a domed ceiling, people would go in and it was just immediately, relaxation. So he started this drawings, basically circles, and then you do little squiggly lines, neural lines, they're called, to connect them. And then you can color them any way you want. But what this does is, as in feng shui, if you know much about feng shui, when you come into a room and you have a harsh corner, you put something soft in that corner so that the energy will continue to go around. So when you draw a neurographic design, any place you have an intersection or a 90-degree angle, you just take your pen and you round it. So it's called rounding. So everything is rounded, circular, and it just calms everything.
Interesting.
I've had clients tell me that they have, the monkey mind, chatter mind all the time, and hard to get to sleep, but they do this and immediately. So we're on to something. So I started playing with it and just doing it for my own healing. Just at night would sit with some colored pens and some Sharpies, very inexpensive, very easy to do, and it really helped. I also used my vibe beds, I call them, to detox from everything, 10 different IVs and painkillers and you name it, fentanyl, Oxycontin that they were putting in the hospital.
Right.
So I used everything I had, every tool at my disposal to detox, cleanse, and get back to homeostasis, as they say.
Right, and every one of my listeners knows how I feel about vibrations and how good positive vibrations, especially the nice, low, gentle vibrations, can really heal, really help.
Yeah, and it does. All the different songs are recorded at different hertz levels, so depending on what issue you're dealing with, you choose the appropriate song. They're called sonic pseuticals. We have pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, now we have sonic-ceuticals. So it's all about healing. Yeah.
So when you had this experience where you were basically gone out of your body, it sounded like, for a while, do you have any memory of anything, any feeling, any emotion that came over?
At the time, no. Since then, when I've learned different things, and one of the things I found out, a friend was visiting who's a very big spiritual medium, and she got the download that, you just needed to be out of your body for a while because they need to do some rewiring on you. I said, okay, I think I understand what this is, but tell me more. She had her own experience where her guides came to her and said, we need to do some tweaking. You need to be out of your body for a minimum 6 hours. You want a tummy tuck? Go get a tummy tuck. And while you're out, we're going to work on you. So I said, I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently, yes, and I've had another friend who this happened to as well, maybe 30 years ago. So I guess I needed to be out for 6 days, but I was told later by other people that I was doing a lot of work while I was out of the body. I just needed to be gone and untethered. So when they kept asking me, did you see the light? I said, no, because I was very tethered to this body. I wasn't cut loose, I wasn't on the other side, I wasn't going to be going to the other side. I just needed to be free to do some galactic work, help friends on planet Earth as well. And the way they described it when they did the reading was the word expansionality. She said, is that even a word? It was like the genie left the bottle.
Yeah.
And just like the movie, you were everywhere, everything, all at once.
Right.
Out there.
Yeah. So, and I definitely sense your body was empty. I can very much feel that. So that would make sense. They were working on your body. They were working on, your DNA, whatever it was. And we are going through an awakening.
Yes.
So I can understand that.
I think the way that it was explained to me that they had to do the tweaking, whether it's the brain, the whole body, I think mostly the brain, so that I could handle the new frequencies when I came back.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would just, if I knew everything I did while I was gone, it would make my head explode.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I kind of understand that. So it's just the recalibrating, maybe that's a better word, recalibrating the system. So whatever new comes in, you can handle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And since then, this art that you're now doing, that's a brand new thing that you've, all of a sudden you understand, and it all makes sense, and you're able to teach that. Are there other differences that you have since this experience has happened? Other things that are different in the way that you're wired, the way that you are?
Well, yes, the psychic abilities have definitely heightened. It took me a while to get back into, how do I put this? Somebody told me when I first came back, it was almost like I was very angelic.
Oh.
I had, the human aspects kind of went away, but those have slowly come back. And one thing, that's the biggest question, what's the first thing that you noticed when you came back? I have zero tolerance for BS. I just can see through it. When somebody's giving a falsehood, not speaking correctly, there's something about them, so transparent. And I just never know, should I call them on it, should I not, should I just be aware that this person is not...
I understand that.
My
husband calls it my BS meter.
I love it, yeah.
Yeah, he'll look at my face, he'll say, what's your BS meter say on that one?
Very good, yeah.
But yeah, I do understand that, because you can suddenly see or feel whether someone's telling you the truth, whether someone's trying to pull a fast one, whether someone's just way off the deep end, sludging through that.
Yeah, disingenuous, just everything.
We'll say disingenuous instead of
nice way.
S.
yeah, exactly.
It's just very, very apparent because you're just so in tune with the energy of everything around you that it's just plain and simple. And I'm so looking forward to, after the tune-up we all get from the awakening, because everyone will be able to see it, and everything around you, these, whether it's a salesperson, an ad, a politician.
Yes. Definitely the politicians.
Definitely the politicians. You know, they'll be out there, you know, trying to sell their wares themselves, whatever, and you'll just be going, BS meter. You know,
ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding.
We know,
We won't,
it's aware, it's a knowing, sure.
And it'll be not just the few that have had these experiences. It'll be the masses, and that'll be just, you know, they won't be able to sell it anymore.
That'll be a big game changer, absolutely.
A huge game changer.
Yeah.
So any other ways that you've noticed, or just, well, you said your intuition, so...
Another thing that really hit me just right off the bat was I couldn't tolerate anybody who was doing anything against the planet, even throwing garbage in the garbage can. No, that can be recycled. No, we have too much trash out there. No, too much stuff in the ocean. It's all things that we know intellectually, but when it starts hitting you in the heart, it's like you just feel it. The planet is saying, I can't tolerate this anymore. You guys got to be really astute now and know what you're doing and realize how much you are damaging this planet. Air, water, garbage, everything.
I understand
it was like almost a personal thing I could feel. So
now, are you like me? Everything that has energy, every living thing, all of the animals, wild animals, pets, everything, trees, is so much more meaningful. So if anyone is out there doing bad things to the trees, I've become a tree hugger, and I was so much a type A businesswoman, never really thought about that before, and now that's a living thing.
Yes.
Don't do that. Don't even think that way. And anyone that's cruel to animals,
I can't tolerate.
I just the emotions that flare through me.
I had a neighbor who had two beautiful giant ficus trees, and it was my view from my living room. And they just decided to cut them down because they didn't want to rake the leaves anymore. 3 days of this process, I cried my eyes out, and I couldn't stop. And because I thought, what is going on? But
you feel the hurt.
Yes, you feel the hurt. And I begged them, please don't do this, 3 different times, and they just wouldn't listen. So I had
Just
to
get
suffer.
hurt.
I suffered through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it sounds silly, but
It isn't silly.
you're right.
It isn't silly because
Yeah.
every living thing. I don't see my dog as I'm the master.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dog. We are souls living a continuous life together, but we're not. I'm the master. You're the dog.
Yeah.
We're both. We both have
equals.
We both have a job to
Beings.
do. We
Yeah.
both have a life to live, and it's just a very different experience. It's a beautiful way to live.
Mm-hmm. It is, but you do get a little more butt hurt sometimes.
We do.
You don't want to sound silly, but it's just you get on the
Yeah.
high horse about it. You have to.
Now, is it a better way to live? Is it a different
I
way
think
to
it's
live?
more aware way to live. We're just becoming more aware and conscious
Mhm.
and conscientious at the same time.
Would you
So-
recommend it to someone who...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're all going to get there eventually.
We will.
Yeah.
So if someone hasn't been through an experience like that, what would you say to recommend to them that they try to get to a level like that?
Again, it's just about mental awareness, practicing even the littlest things. For example, I just went to a KFC chicken last night, and I was so impressed because everything was compostable. The containers, the spoon, the straws, they're finally getting into the ecosystem. So it starts with the littlest things, but it starts to trickle down and then becomes bigger things. So we're finally getting there, and thank you. Even KFC has got the message.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice. Now, you feel trauma inside, you feel stress inside, you need to get it out because this world, especially it feels like right now, and there's always trauma and chaos and everything before a big change, and we're going through a huge change with the awakening. So it's the way the world needs to be right now. But it's tough. It's a tough world that we're in. So how can we, through art, because I have to tell you, art is not my thing.
I know. Most people say that. Yeah.
No, I'm the worst. I take the cake when it comes to being the worst. So, and that's okay. We all have our things. So what can somebody do to help express these emotions, these feelings through art?
In an appropriate way.
In
it's
an
not
appropriate
explosive,
way. Not
towards
an
somebody
explosive
else.
way. In a beautiful way.
Yeah.
How can they get it out in the world of art?
Yeah. Well, the beauty of the neurographic art is you don't have to be an artist. Anybody can do this. So
You
I've
say
had,
anybody, but...
I know. If you can make a circle and you can draw a squiggly line, you can do it.
Okay.
And it's the beauty of this is it's not the art piece at the end that we're going for. It is how you feel during the process of it. So most people, especially older people, I did a birthday party for a group of 60-year-old women, and we did 15 minutes on the vibe bed first, so kind of get relaxed, which also opens up the brain to creativity. The vibe bed does. A lot of people say they have great ideas and things are coming through, and sometimes their dead relatives show up. You never know. And then they come out to the art table and they just start playing, and it really brings out the inner child. And so many of them said, I haven't done this since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
And then at 3 a.m, I'm having to kick them out. Time to wrap it up, folks. But it can be, and I do put this disclaimer at the bottom of my flyers. I said this technique is highly addictive. So just warning you. But it's fun, it's cathartic, it's calming all at the same time. And you could consider it abstract art if you have to put a label to it, but it's becoming wildly popular now, and more people are taking the technique, putting their own label on it, and calling it something different. So mine is vibe art, because you can combine the two. You can just do the neurographic art by itself. Somebody else might call it mindful lines, that kind of thing.
Nice.
So yeah,
So
it's getting
just
out there.
drawing the circles, combining lines, and it's just therapeutic.
Very. Yeah, they're doing art therapy in a lot of hospitals now. So I have a dear friend who passed a year and a half ago, and for 6 months we would go every day, bring the art bag just to help process this process of death, or transition, I should say. He was not about death, he was all about transition. And we put the pictures all up around his hospital bedroom. And all the doctors and nurses would come in and say, what is this? And they take pictures of them.
Right.
And then finally the director of the program came by and said, would you be a volunteer and do this for people? And I said, eventually, yes, I would. I'd like to do that.
Yeah, and
so
you use colors, and of course I'm going to put some of it on there and so people can see, but yeah.
Sharpies, paper, and some colored pencils, that's all you need.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And we talked about vibrations too, and I'm a big vibrations nerd because you and I sit here, I know because we've talked, we've gone to lunch, I know you, and I know you have a beautiful soul with a beautiful heart, even with the pacemaker in it.
Yeah.
And so you let off beautiful energy,
Thank you.
and beautiful energy raises vibrations, and that spreads out to the world.
It does.
So vibrations are a beautiful, important thing in the world. So the vibrations are essential in the world. We have earth vibrations. We have vibrations in each individual. And when you have trauma, when you have stress, and I think we have enough stress throughout our day, going to work, dealing with everything going on. We need some kind of relaxation. Now, I think we all need a cat, because a cat's purr is at that 75 to I think 150 hertz, which is exactly the right hertz to calm us down, and actually it is great for inflammation.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
now you also do what's called a vibe bed, and I had a chance to try that out. Tell us a little bit about the vibe bed concept and how it works.
The technology's been around for a long time. So it's a mattress that has woofers and tweeters and speakers inside with magnets on top. So they're called transducers. Then you listen to specially made music, Soniceuticals, through headphones, and the music makes the whole bed vibrate in different ways, different areas, different hertz levels. So it's kind of like having a vibroacoustical massage right down to your cellular level, and it goes through the muscles and the bones and the cells, and we actually have a program called Cell Cleanser. So it's an overall thing. But there's so many different songs, and you can put any music through this. That's the beauty of it. So you can rock out to whoever you like in the evening, and I rock out to Pat Metheny on a regular basis, just because I really love his music and just feeling it. And I love putting musicians on the bed and then play their music through it, so they're feeling every note, every vibration, every hertz. And it just really brings you down to a very calm homeostasis place. Now, most people will come see me because they have a sore back, or they have something out in their body, or they're recovering from surgery or anything. And it's a healing modality for that. But what I also realized just recently too, I was told by my guides, you're also raising their frequency of their soul.
Right.
Without them even knowing it.
Right.
So maybe it's you come in with a sore back, but you're leaving elevated frequentially to be able to handle whatever energies are coming in for you.
Right. Well, I really think it's important that, you go out into this world and it's so negative. There's so much going on, especially on social media and everything, that we have this negative attack coming at us all the time. And some of it sticks. And we've got to get rid of it. And so whether you're using art or vibe beds, or you're going to a practitioner to release some of that, cutting cords from some of these attachments, meditation, daily meditation, which I say you should be doing. Got to keep that protection over you. You've got to get rid of these negative things that are trying to, or sometimes clinging to us.
Clean and clear, that's what I call it.
And I do have to say, your vibe bed, it was absolutely amazing. It was like getting a full body massage, and you get up, and my soul was jumping out of its body, wanting to just travel everywhere.
And it happens a lot. People do leave their bodies, so I have to have a grounding mat next to it to bring them back in.
I needed that.
So they can drive.
Exactly. But it was a beautiful experience. I just, want to say whatever it is that you do to get rid of the stress and the negative that is just jumping all over you, you need to find your thing, and you need to do that. And art therapy, hard for me because I'm so bad. Drawing a circle, it ain't going to be a pretty circle.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle.
But you know what?
Yeah.
It's the idea of just getting it out there and doing it. And I think it sounds absolutely beautiful. And you know what? I'm going to try it.
Good.
I'm really going to try it. And my husband will laugh, but he'll laugh lovingly because he can draw really, really well.
But like I said, this is not about
It's
the
not
end
about
results.
perfection.
It's
Exactly.
about how it makes you feel while you're doing it.
Exactly.
So a lot of people will say, oh, a couple of circles. Oh, I don't like that one. I want to do another one. And they'll crinkle. Nope. No.
Just keep going.
Wait to see how this evolves. It's an
Right.
evolution. You know,
Right.
just keep playing with it.
Right.
Keep and then at the end, they're like, you're right. It looks great now. I love it.
That's right.
But it's not about how it looks. How did you feel while you're
How
doing
did you
it?
feel? And the other thing I'm going to encourage with that for my listeners is if you don't want to try something that's going to turn out to be something beautiful or something that's, naturally comes from you, try this. Do it as automatic writing. Because I've actually done some halfway decent things with automatic writing. And I'm a right-handed person. I've actually taken my left hand, taken a sheet of paper, and just let my left hand do its thing. Scribble, draw, do circles, do scribbles, do lines, whatever. And it's actually come out with some things. I've written names. I've drawn pictures.
Wow.
I actually did a pretty nice picture
Yeah.
with my left hand that my husband was shocked at.
Wow.
And it was actually a soul working through me with my left hand, because my left hand I can't do anything with my left hand as far as writing, but I drew a nice picture. So I'm going to say, don't sell yourself short like I usually do with my art. If you want to try that as a form of expression and a form of trying to get your stress out, play with it. Nobody has to see it but you.
Exactly.
Nobody has to be around when you do it.
That's right.
Put on some nice, calm meditation style music and sit in a room and try that as well and see what comes out, because like you've said and like you've shared with me and taught me, it's just a form of expression and release.
Release, especially. Yeah.
And release is so important in today's world.
Yeah.
So I love that you're an artist. I think any form of art, any form of, if you like hobbies, arts and crafts. I like to sing. It's something I actually can
that's your
do
superpower.
instead of
Your
art.
artistic
But whatever your expression is, whatever form it is, do it to relieve the stress.
Yeah, I'd like to speak to that a little bit about voice, because I'm a singer as well, and it's all about vibration and words and everything. Another thing, and I completely forgot about this, that came out after the post-coma was light language. And I'd never heard of light language before, but a friend of mine was teaching it. During COVID, it was all done by Zoom, so she gifted me a gift certificate to take the class. And I just wanted to watch and be a fly on the wall and see what this was all about. And so I joined the group of 12 people across the country. And all of a sudden she called on me to do it. And I said, oh, no, I'm just the fly on the wall today. No, they're saying that you can do this, so try. So I was on the spot, and I thought, okay. She goes, just speak gibberish. So I said, that's how you start. You just speak gibberish. Just like with the drawing, just draw doodles. This is verbal doodling. So I closed my eyes, and okay, I'll do this. And sure enough, things start coming out.
Wow.
And the tones and the variations and the depth of it. 15 minutes later, I came to a close, looked at everybody's faces on the screens, and everybody was conked out. Just out of their bodies, snoring away, and they came back in and said, woo, we don't even know what happened. We just all left our bodies. I said, I have no idea what I did. I don't know what I said. But the facilitator who was teaching it said, that's what happens. The vibration goes so high that it can take people out.
Wow.
So that's just another thing that showed up post-coma. And I'm a gift, I guess I will call that
Sounds
a gift.
like it.
But again, sound, whether it's singing or it's toning or it's guttural, sometimes it sounds like French, Chinese, and African all together. As long as it's changing the vibration of the room or the people in it or the animals in it, do it.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I have a client on the beds and they have the headphones on so they can't hear me, if I think they need it, I'll do a little light language or I'll do a little extra Reiki work just to give them a little extra something.
That's beautiful.
And see what it does. It all works together.
There's so much out there that's beautiful if we allow it. If we stay in the world, we're just so limited.
Yeah.
But if we open up to the higher consciousness, to intuition, it can be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm learning that quite a bit, and I don't think we have a choice. I think it's part of the plan, and we just were not aware of it consciously. But I'm one of those people. Why did I die? Why did my family go through all this? I know we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
We went someplace fabulous. We're not traumatized by that, but everybody else around us was traumatized.
Yeah.
So I don't want anybody to have to go through that again, but there better be a dang good reason why I had to go and they had to go through this.
Right.
And it's all showing it. It
does.
It just took time.
It does show up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why you went through what you went through. Why I went through what I went through. There's always a reason.
Yeah.
And it ends up being something very compassionate, very loving, because that's why we're here, isn't it?
Well, I'm now finding that I believe that all this with the art and the vibe beds and everything else and my product is because people are so stressed right now, in this country especially, but it goes globally, with our political climate, with our economic climate. They're afraid, there's fear everywhere. So we can't function properly if we're in fear all the time and we're clenched up and we're worried, and you just have to let that go, because that's how we attract all the positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you were put here in this world at this time for a very specific reason?
Yes, because I was born in the late 50s. So I've seen a lot of changes in how this world operates. I was here when the internet came in, and you know how we did everything old school.
Oh yeah.
Right? But now when I think about this, is this going to be information that I'm going to take forward for my kids? No, they're already in their 30s. This is going to be for my grandkids. I have 4 grandkids now, and these are going to be for the little ones.
Right.
So teaching them early on, acknowledging their intuitive talents right off the bat. I have a 2-year-old grandson who I think very much is a crystal child. And when he looks at you, he just looks into your soul. So you know you're making that connection.
Yeah, explain for my listeners what a crystal child is.
Well,
They
it's
may not know.
indigo children, crystal children. They've all had different names depending on what era they were born.
Right.
But I do believe that a lot of kids that are now labeled as autistic or on the spectrum or ADHD, what have you, this is really a superpower of theirs. And we're not recognizing that yet. We're getting there. We are getting there. There's a lot of things going around now with the telepathy tapes are out. If you research that, you can find it on YouTube. On just, I think the kids are magical. I will use that word. They're very magical. So they come in pre-wired. You know, a 2-year-old can take a cell phone and know how to turn things on and do computer work and what have you.
Right.
You know, us, we had to sit there and learn in the 80s, how does a computer work?
Yeah, it was not easy.
Wow. Which is why I worked at Apple Computer. I saw these Apple computers. I thought, I don't ever want to work on anything but this kind of machine. So one thing led to the next, and I'm working at Apple. But now I see it with the little kids. I just see them. They're such crystal kids. They're so present.
Yes.
And very talented right off the bat.
Yeah.
So I'm writing a book now, and it's dedicated to children that don't understand what's happening to them and their parents, to help them, guide them into their talents and explain what's happening to them, so they don't have to do this blind and be fearful of it. And it's called, You're Not Psychotic, Sweetie, You're Just Psychic. Because I've had to say that to so many people who've had their psychic doors kicked open suddenly, maybe in their 20s or 30s, and they think they're losing their minds and they're upset, and oh my God, why can't I see people walking through my room and disappear through the wall?
Right.
You're not psychotic. And how many people are out there that have this label, that are on medications, or they're in asylums, or they're in some kind of horrific therapy.
Right.
And it's just, they're intuitive.
They're intuitive.
Yeah.
You would think by now that people would understand, but there are still a large group of people who are trying to stifle it, who are still pushing back and saying, no, you've got to conform. You can't possibly be seeing what's happening on the other side of the veil. You can't be experiencing the energy that is all around us. You can't talk to animals.
Yeah.
Well, yes, you can.
Oh, yes, you can.
And you can talk to the people and communicate on the other side of the veil. They don't want to believe it, no matter what experience or proof has been given to them by mediums and these other people. But they don't want to, because what does that do to our medical industry, our science industry? It shakes it and rattles it and rolls
Down
it.
at its very core.
And
they
don't want
can't control.
They can't control anymore. So yeah, there's still a lot of that, and it's a shame.
That's the biggest thing.
So that would be a very, very good book, very important book. So
thank you.
Yeah. So we're running out of time, but I do want people to be able to find you, because maybe they want to ride on that vibe bed.
I call it riding the vibe. Yeah, you have to ride the vibe.
Because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
or they may want to talk to you. They may want to connect with you in some other way. So I know you have a website. So if you wouldn't mind sharing
it's
that.
my company's name, which is Gaia Goddess, Gaia Goddess, one word, .cc, just the initials CC. GaiaGoddess.cc, and I'm located in Vista, California, in northern San Diego County. And I do the vibe. I have one that's in my home, and I also have another one in a wellness center in downtown Vista, so you can visit me there. And I do give free rides, free vibe rides, little short 10-minute ones, just to try it, because this is one of those things you can't describe it, you have to experience it.
Yeah, it is hard to describe.
It is, yeah. So
But
come
I will
in and
tell
give
you
it a shot, and if it's
a lot of
something that
fun.
works for you, great. Then we can talk about just doing a bigger
Wonderful.
session. Yeah.
And your name again is Penelope
Penelope
Richards.
Richards.
And I really appreciate you coming
Well,
on.
thank you for having me.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
love
been a lot
talking
of
about
fun.
this.
Because it's fun to have a near-death experiencer that isn't the same as a lot of the others. But
It's been a ride.
it was a
Yeah.
ride, and it was a lot of fun. But thank you for coming
Oh, my
on,
pleasure.
and I really appreciate having you here.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate being here.
You bet.
Okay.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.